I felt good. I didn't know much about the girl I played. I saw a little bit of her first match, but I know she's really young, and I thought I played really well today. I think she's a great up and coming player, but I think experience really helped me today, especially with the long day of waiting. I was really prepared for the match.
Your serve seemed to be working well.
My serve was working really well, actually, which obviously on the grass, the two things I try to focus on are my serves and returns, and I thought I served extremely well today, and it put a lot of pressure on her serve.
You're kind of on the comeback trail, I guess. You've had a lot of sort of issues, health issues, haven't you?
Yes. I haven't really played a full season of tennis in about 3 years now. I had a couple heart surgeries, and I had a muscle condition, so just kind of weird, bad luck things. But now I'm feeling healthy. I'm ready to go, and this year I'm really looking forward to playing the rest of the season.
What are your kind of immediate goals? Sort of Wimbledon, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I'm really just taking it match by match, and I think that's what's really been helping me so far, especially this week. I'm really not looking ahead. I'm just literally focusing, being back in the challengers, really wanting to earn my way back, because I feel I really need the matches, and I really need the confidence, and winning matches like today really does help, and it gives me another chance to play another match this week.
You've won a Grand Slam mixed doubles. You've beaten Maria Sharapova at Wimbledon. Is it Wimbledon, wasn't it?
US Open.
US Open. So, is this a bit of a shock to the system after all that?
No, I feel I've always stayed humbled, even with having success in the past. But with my ups and downs, I have really learned that you can't take anything for granted, and everyone is good. I mean, everyone can beat anyone on any given day, and people in challengers, I feel the players in challengers want to win almost more than the people in the bigger tournaments, because you really want it more. And so I'm really ready for every match and everyone I play against. I'm definitely not gonna take it lightly at all.
Obviously the ITF Challenger, all that sort of tour, it's really tough. I mean, prize money isn't great. There's a lot of travel. I mean, is it hard?
Mm-hmm. No, it is tough for sure. I mean, they do make it hard on the playing the lower level tournaments. I find it's more expensive because you don't get your hotel paid for, and the bigger tournaments you do get per diem. So it kind of really doesn't make sense. You're making more money when you're playing the bigger tournaments, but yet you don't get things paid for. And the lower tournaments, you don't get anything paid for, and you're not making as much money. So you really just gotta buckle down and grind through it, and try to work your way up to the bigger tournaments.
Do you think that's something that should change? Sort of the structure of...
I do. I mean, I don't really know how it would change, but if you look at it that way, it doesn't really make any sense, because the people that can afford to stay in their own hotels and are getting a certain amount of money for just even playing the tournament, losing first round, you're getting 3 nights paid for, and in the challengers, a lot of the times they don't have any kind of housing, and the hotels are just as expensive, and then obviously you lose first round that week, and you don't make enough money at all to cover your expenses. So it is quite a big difference between the two.
Airfares as well, I guess.
Yes, airfares, hotels, paying for coaches. So I find a lot of the girls in these challengers don't travel with coaches, because it's really hard to pay for the coach, their expenses, and then obviously their coaching fees too.
Given all of that, I mean, it's not a great subject to discuss, but can you see almost why players get tempted by match fixing and that sort of thing?
Oh, really? Not really. Not for me. I don't really see it that way. I mean, I don't think people should do that. I mean, I think you should play tennis for the love of the game, and if you want to play the way it's supposed to be played and play fair, then you shouldn't be in the sport.
That's fair enough. I mean, your biggest victim, if you like, in tennis was Maria Sharapova.
Yeah.
You had the news yesterday.
I know.
What's your take on that?
I mean, honestly, I know, I thought it was great that she held the press conference before it all came out, that she was the one that let everyone know. I respect her a lot for doing that. But yeah, I mean, I think cheating is taking something that I mean, you shouldn't be allowed to take anything that's prohibited, you know, and especially that it was illegal in the U.S. I mean, it's like none Americans knew about that because it was illegal. The only place you get it was Russia. So I mean, I feel like that itself makes it sound bad. Like you shouldn't be taking something like that.
Do you think the 2 years was appropriate?
You know, I honestly shouldn't be the one to answer that because the ITF is the one that knows all the details and everything. So I think I agree with their decision. I think they made the best decision that they should have.
Do you think there's going to be a knock-on from it because she's such a big figure in the sport?
Yes, I know. No, I mean, she is great for women's tennis. That is for sure. She brings a lot of spectators to the matches, to the tournaments, and I mean, that's why I don't really know what to say. I mean, I can really only focus on myself, and you know, she'll get whatever like the ITF wants to, and I know she's going to appeal it. So I guess it's not a final decision yet.
Just, you know, on drugs and testing, I mean, how often would you be tested? I mean, do you know what's the sort of...
When you're ranked in the top, like when I was top 50, I got tested a lot more than you do when you're outside the top 100. I feel like mainly players in the top 100 are the ones that really get tested, and they'll randomly come to your, you know, houses at, 6 in the morning, knock on your door. And at tournaments, you know, you start getting tested almost every tournament in a row, which is a lot. It starts getting a little bit annoying after a while, but I'm all for it. I mean, I think, you know, you want everyone to be fair in the sport, so it's definitely needed.
So you don't think it's a wider problem with drugs in tennis?
I don't think so, no. I mean, I think that Sharapova was a surprise to everyone, you know. So I don't think people think that a lot of players are doing that.